The Mule stars Clint Eastwood, and it's also directed and produced by Clint Eastwood himself. And this movie is about Earl Stone, played by Eastwood. He's an old war vet. He's broke, he's alone, he's a shitty husband, shitty father, trying to be a good grandfather, all while not doing that good of a job at it. And he's facing foreclosure of his house, so he takes a job helping out the Mexican cartel. And while he's doing that, a DEA agent, played by Bradley Cooper, is trying to take down the Mexican cartel and trying to figure out who's doing this job. Clint Eastwood's one of my favorite actors, and he's turning into one of my favorite directors. I love the guy, so of course I was excited to see this movie. I think I was one of the few people that was really excited to see this movie, because it's a Clint Eastwood movie. I've heard people saying, the trailer didn't really sell me on it, or it just looked alright. So I haven't really been hearing a lot of hype for this movie, but for me, I was really excited. And leaving the theater, I really like this movie. I do. Critics seem to be a little split on it, but for me, I really enjoyed it. It's not a perfect movie. It's not one of Clint Eastwood's best movies. Unfortunately, it does have some problems that I'll get into, but overall, I did really enjoy this movie. Let's start with the positives first. Of course, Clint Eastwood, he's great. I said to myself, if I end up hating this movie, if I end up thinking this movie is complete garbage, at least he's going to be good in the movie. Like, that's a guarantee. He's going to be good in the movie. And he was. This is probably going to be, for me at least, one of his best roles. Even though the movie's not going to be one of his best movies, it is one. I think it is going to be one of his best roles. Everyone is good in the movie. His daughter, played by Clint Eastwood's actual daughter, I don't remember her name. She was really good. Bradley Cooper's good. I forgot Michael Peña's in the movie. He was really good, but he's always good. All the acting and all the casting were great in the movie, and I really like the story of this movie. It's inspired by a true story. I haven't really looked much into the actual story, so I can't really tell you what's accurate, what's not accurate. I do know a little bit about it, but not enough to confirm what really happened in the movie really happened and what didn't happen, what they just, used for the movie. But the story itself is really intriguing. It did keep my interest, which kind of helps not a little problem, but it kind of helps a problem that I have with the movie, and that is the pacing. The pacing really suffers in this movie. There are some parts in the movie that just drag on, and it's like, okay, let's get going a little bit. Let's progress a little bit more. And that's my biggest issue with the movie, is that the pacing could have been better. It's really slow paced. Some stuff could have been taken out or sped up a little bit. But since the plot itself was so interesting and I was invested in Clint Eastwood's character and what was going on, it helped a little bit with it. It's still an issue, but I think for me, the plot being interesting was a big advantage of that. And what surprised me in this movie is that there's some really funny parts in the movie. I wasn't really expecting that. I thought this was just going to be a very serious drama type movie, because that's what the trailers advertised. But no, there was actually some really funny moments, some great moments from Eastwood in this movie. He's the type of character, he knows who he is, he's not going to take any shit from anybody. If someone dishes shit to him, he's going to dish it right back. And he does it in a very clever way. I really like that. Clint Eastwood, I know he directed the movie, this is his movie, but he was the right choice to do this role. So I already mentioned one of my negatives, so I'll get my other negative out of the way, because this one kind of bugged me a little bit throughout the movie. The editing was kind of iffy. For instance, this happened quite a bit in the movie. There'll be something happening, and it's either intriguing or sad or something along those lines. And it'll be going on, and then it'll just cut right to something else. And you're like, wait, what? Could we go back to that? That was pretty interesting. There's one scene towards the end of the movie, I'm not going to spoil it, but this scene got me so emotional. It was very sad. I felt so sad about what was going on. It's towards the third act. And I was so invested in it. I teared up a little bit. And then right when the situation that was going on ended, it cuts right to something else. And I was sitting there thinking, like, that could have been paid off a little bit more. I felt like we could have used a little more from that scene. Maybe Clint Eastwood, I can't get my words out. Maybe something Clint Eastwood, he could have done something just a little bit more to carry out that scene just a little bit. I don't know. The editing is a little choppy, but I guess it's whatever. So in the end, I really like The Mule. Again, it's not one of Clint Eastwood's best movies. I wouldn't say go out and see this movie right now, like go rush out, drop what you're doing, go see it right now. But I did really like the movie, and I think if you're a Clint Eastwood fan, you will like this movie too. The performances are really great, the story's intriguing, the movie looks good. Tonally, it's a really good-looking movie. It's just that the pacing could have been fixed a little bit, I think, with one more rewrite or one more edit through the movie. The editing, again, if the editing was fixed just a little bit, this could have been one of Clint Eastwood's best movies. I'm disappointed to say it's not, but I did really enjoy this movie. I have a soft spot in my heart for Clint Eastwood, so I feel like I'm going to give this movie more of a pass than most critics would. But if you look up reviews on like Rotten Tomatoes or IMDb or something, people are liking this movie. I'm not saying people are bashing this movie and it's a terrible movie and my opinion is different. But for a Clint Eastwood movie, the reviews seem to be just a little bit lower than expected for this movie, especially since I thought the trailer was really, really cool. I'll give The Mule 3.5 stars. If you're a Clint Eastwood fan, you'll probably really like this movie too. If you're not a Clint Eastwood fan, or you just think he's okay, his movies are okay, I don't really think this one's going to change your mind. It might, but I don't really see it all that well. Again, I wouldn't say go rush out to see it right away. I'll probably go see it again because I liked it. But if you're someone who wasn't that intrigued by the trailer or it doesn't really spark your interest, I'd say you could probably wait for the red box or when it comes out on Blu-ray. So if you've guys seen The Mule, I know there's not really a whole lot of reviews on YouTube for this movie right now. Well, there might be, but I haven't checked recently. But if you've seen The Mule, let me know what you thought about it in the comment section below. And what's your favorite Clint Eastwood movie? For me, it's still the first Dirty Harry. I love that movie. I absolutely love the Dirty Harry movies. The first one's still the best one. And for me, it's my favorite Clint Eastwood movie. Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments. And as always, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, click right here. And I'll see you guys next time.